Hi guys, welcome to another survivor video. Today I am going to celebrate something that's happened in my life over the last 9 years. Today is the day that I actually became a survivor. This was the day that first day I went to my counselor and decided that I no longer wanted to be the person I had been living and living with the emotions that I had been dealing with. So yay, today is 9 years of survivorship. Happy survivorversary to me. Yay. And I say that to say also, make sure you celebrate the victories. No matter if you're a survivor of sexual abuse or not, always celebrate your victories, because those are the things that make up who you are. And why not recognize it? So, in honor of today, I will go through 9 survival tips that I gained from going to counseling. I became a survivor when I was 32. I am, as of today, 40. So I'm happy to be here and to still be living in this experience. And I just wanted to take a moment to not only celebrate myself, but to celebrate my God for getting me this far, and to celebrate my counselor, Miss Ann McLeod, with a New Way Ministries here in Gwinnett, Georgia, for being that vessel and for allowing God to use her to help me. So let's go on with these 9 survival tips. Number 1, going to counseling taught me how to honor my decisions. She truly got me into a space where I was comfortable with making valid decisions on my own and not needing validation from other people. And let me back up just a little bit. I'm going to go through these 9 steps, these 9 survival tips, but I will go back and do a short teaching on these as well. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you comment below on this video so I can make sure that I'm covering the right things that you want me to cover. But also, I don't want you to miss out on anything when I come back and do these 9 steps in depth. So hit that notification button so you don't miss out on when those videos upload. So going back to the steps. Step number 1, she taught me how to honor my decisions, which was very valid for me in my growth, because without having a healthy decision making life, you kind of trip yourself up sometimes. But the good thing about it is that you get another chance if you wake up the next morning to make a different decision. Number 2, she taught me that love is optional. People don't have to love you. God would want you to love one another, but they don't have to. People make a choice on whether they want to take that responsibility or not. And some people say I love you and don't really mean it. So she definitely taught me that love is optional. Number 3, that grief brings renewal. Anytime, grief is not only about people passing, but grief is also about a part of you that's ready to be renewed and let go of certain things. So you do still go through a grieving process, believe it or not. It doesn't have to be, like I said, physically about somebody dying, but it could be about a part of your life that's dying for you, in order for you to clear out that space for some new memories and some new things to happen. Number 4, she taught me during counseling that my voice matters. What I say matters, how I feel matters, and that I never should negate those feelings, and always pay attention to those things, and don't let anybody or even myself decide that it just wasn't a good thing. Live in it, think about it, express it, write it out if you need to, until you come to a solid decision for myself that that is either a yay or nay, but my voice always matters. Number 5, that my thoughts are valid. A lot of times we have thoughts and we feel like, oh, we don't have the right to think like that, but your thoughts are direct response to what's going on and what your mind has processed and will process and have recorded as valid memories, so your thoughts are valid. Number 6, she also taught me that boundaries keep me sane. Boundaries are very necessary. I never knew really what boundaries were for or why I needed them, but going through counseling, I learned that boundaries cut down on the codependency of others and people coming into your life and deciding that they're going to dump stuff on you and leave. So boundaries were necessary, and they kept me sane, and they're still keeping me sane. No is the best word in the dictionary when it comes to people that just don't mean you any good. So number 6, again, she taught me boundaries keep me sane. Number 7, I am responsible for what I do, and I'm the only one responsible for what I do. So if someone treats me a certain way, at the end of the day, I am responsible on what kind of reaction I have to it and what I decide to do to it. Because when it's time for me to go in front of God and take accountability for what I do, I know that that's the only thing he's going to be worried about. It's like, okay, this happened, but what did you do? What was your responsibility, and how did you react to what the situation was? Number 7 was I am responsible for what I do. Number 8, listen first, react later. That is a really big one, because a lot of times we react first and then listen to what happened later, and by that time a lot of times it's done and it's nothing that you can go back and correct. So listening was a very valuable skill that I use today to not only benefit myself and again keep me in the space of sanity, but it also helps me to decide what is important and if that person really meant what they said. Because I can take it a certain way and I can jump to conclusions, but if you really listen, take the time to really process, don't make decisions for a whole 24 hours if need be, if you feel like you can't decide on what is right and you can't make a really solid decision. Listen first, react later. I promise you it will save a lot of relationships, a lot of people that you deal with. It'll save you some time and some anger being dispensed into your space. It just save you a lot of emotional stress if you just take the time to listen first and react later. And then finally, number 9, the most important thing that I learned in counseling, one of the most important things that I think I learned in counseling, that I know I learned in counseling, was it wasn't my fault. Even though, I was molested at 11 and I spent 21 years trying to figure it out, trying to live on my own, trying to live in my own space. When I say live on my own, live in my own head and try to, sort it out on my own, that was not a good part of my life. That wasn't the right thing for me to do at the time. And going to counseling definitely reiterated several times as I healed in certain areas that at the end of the day, it wasn't my fault. I didn't ask for you to molest me. I didn't ask for you to die off. I didn't ask for all the pain, the anguish, the upset feelings, the anger, the abandonment, all the feelings that came up before, during, and after the process. I didn't ask for all that. I was a child. So the most important thing that I learned going to counseling was that it wasn't my fault. And I, as I celebrate this day, because I am extremely thankful to be here in this day and the things that I've learned, I'm definitely not that same person that same angry girl that I was before. But I would encourage you as an adult or a child, if if you're a young adult and you need to talk to somebody, I would really encourage you to think about a counselor, because counseling isn't as bad as you think it is or may think it is, or people say, oh, well, you just get over it, you don't need no counselor, we don't need to spend that money. But Counseling can really, having an unbiased voice and somebody to really listen to you, counseling can really change the direction of your life. And I would want that for you, and I know you want that for yourself. Thank you so much for joining in this milestone with me today. I love you. Be blessed. I see